It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy irrelevant platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to episode number 15. We're host Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture and relationships.
I think it's 15.
15, me too.
Yes, it's 15.
We did it. Nice work.
Got it. The look on your face when you didn't know either. I'm like, it's okay now because it's not just me. How was the week that just passed, my lady? We've still got a day left because we're recording a day early.
It's been a mixed bag of a week.
Yeah. You've been having a lot of mixed bags of them weeks.
Look, it's just a life really at this point. It's a lifestyle. I don't actively apparently enjoy being happy.
Who enjoys being happy?
So that's a fun fact. Yeah, totally. I agree. So I went on 3 dates this week. I've been a busy gal.
Ooh. I'm feeling sharp today.
I know. I like that. That was really
quick.
quick. I'm proud of you. The reaction time was
noise.
good on that. And I've been really just enjoying the company of others. I've kind of taken a little bit of a break on being such a harsh person on my study routine, but I'm still on that grind. Uni break cannot come soon enough.
How long have you got for your break? Or coming up?
2 or 3 weeks, and I only have 2 weeks off, but I'll be doing placement regardless during that time and still working, so I'll be like, meh.
Yeah.
But that being said, today sucked. I had executive paralysis, and for those people who don't know what that is, neurodivergence, like you will be like, that's procrastination, which it sort of is to a degree, except for the fact that you get kind of stuck in not doing anything, what you need to do. And you know that you need to do it now, but instead you do nothing. So I wasn't relaxing. I was just at my computer.
You just had the CBs.
For 6 hours, staring at my computer, doing absolutely nothing. And then I had a breakdown and cried. So that kind of sucked. But I'm here now. And then I smashed 2 strawberry thick shakes, 20 nuggets.
There's a lot of sugar in that
20 nuggets, a hash brown, some fries. It's good. And then 6 donuts today as well.
And the churro.
And the churros. I totally forgot
donut,
that. Yeah, it is. It's just a straight one.
Those goddamn Spaniards.
True. But yeah, so after eating my feelings, I'm feeling pretty good. How about you? How has your week been?
My week's really good. I can't complain. I got to see Amy early in the week. I'm still waiting for that dumb piece of English human shit to reply to PayPal so I can get my money back. It's weird. PayPal tell you that they've had a response from the seller.
Yeah.
And they don't tell you what it is. They're like, we are reviewing it.
That's really
Stupid,
irritating.
right?
They should be able to provide more information.
So I should have one coming up. And then this weekend is going to be crazy. We're actually, both me and yourself were supposed to be at my cousin James Benici's art exhibition, but we chose the warmth. And
I'm really sad today. I will go and see
and
your art exhibition.
If we went as well. So this would be like a day later or 2 days later.
But we will see it because it's out for a few weeks, right? You were saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Get on it,
if you're
guys.
in Melbourne, he's in Windsor. If you Instagram search James Benici Art, he's a fucking gun.
Yeah,
he's like
it's
not
nice.
not that shit where like people hype up their family. He's
I'm not hyping
like
up my cousin, but go see my cousin.
He's a really
no.
good
I've
artist.
seen you showed me some of the art, and I do
crazy.
agree. Yeah,
I had a piece. I wish you had seen it. It was up behind my TV.
Oh, wow.
And I've got it still.
Okay, yeah, well,
it's
definitely
really
show
good.
me.
And then I've got like a work thing tomorrow, which is why we're recording today. And then I've got Supernova Saturday day.
What?
Yeah, which is the
I
comic
know.
festival.
No, that's insane. I didn't know that they were still. I want to go to.
Yeah, you can come if you want.
No, I don't have time. I'm working Saturday and Sunday. It's my only day off, so I need to
I was gonna say
reset.
you wouldn't be able to. And Gabs, I've got the day after that, which is the Great Australian Beer Something, which is a festival.
You've got a good
that
weekend
night.
ahead of you.
I haven't done anything for months, so
I'm jealous.
I'll probably
Ditto.
hate being out and active for that long, I reckon.
Well, I envy that because I'd like to be able to have that without any stuff tied. But I guess I'll live vicariously through you.
Yes, so we'll see what happens. with all of that. I mean, I guess I can't have a big one tomorrow night because then I have to be up early for the
Understandably.
convention and then last all the way through.
Yeah, that's going to be
I'm not a spring
lot of-
chicken anymore, so I get tired
You're
early.
an old man.
Exactly.
On that note, drinks. Sorry, it's been a week.
Look, you know what? You tried, and it
That was a
worked,
good
kind
segue,
of.
wasn't it, guys?
Drink of the week.
You know that was because I shoved it.
Yeah, fucking
I realized
dick.
that. I'm like, okay, what do you got?
Take a hint.
What do you? Hey,
Oh, no, I should have said I'll give you a hint. Fuck, that's annoying.
that's all right.
Missed opportunity.
No, you
I've got a hint.
fucking amazing.
It's a vodka drink. It's a vodka seltzer. It's watermelon
Yes.
and sparkling water.
These are the Benici seltzers. I got another one too. Mine's a Sophie Spritz.
Ooh.
Oh, this
that's
is a
nice.
shit wine one. Do you remember these? We bought these. They were disgusting. Fuck.
That's why I was like, are you
Oh,
sure when you
man.
offered it to me?
Yeah,
I'm like, I know
know.
what this is. Do you? Guess you didn't. Tastes like...
It's disgusting.
I'm proud of you. You're going to power through. Amazing. You should skull it. Wait,
You know what it
isn't
tastes
it my
like?
win
Goon
week?
in a can.
My TikTok win week.
Yeah, but can we not do it?
No,
I have to go
I'm
to
just
work
going to
tomorrow.
win. No, why would I do it?
Oh, so you mean I have to be stone cold? I have to be stone cold Steve Austin. Okay?
Yeah.
And,
And his name is John C.
My
That's
ears
really
didn't really need
loud.
fucking...
That's
You got your
so
beanie
loud.
on too, again.
no, I pulled my ears. I can hear.
So you
Okay,
heard just as
unsheathed.
much how my
Yeah.
ears were being ruptured?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's
I had
pretty
the
good.
full experience.
That's all right. Well, as you know, you got a few more gigs before the hearing
What?
damage
Sorry.
sits in. And you didn't tell us how the gig
Rita!
was.
What? The gear?
The gig.
Oh, I was like, the gear. I'm not doing drugs. I
No,
swear.
I know you're a good person that doesn't do that stuff. No, how was
People who do drugs
the?
aren't- but anyway, the gig
Yes.
was great.
Yeah.
So I saw Seth Sentry. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow, how did I forget?
I
just-
can't believe you didn't say anything
It
about
was
that.
amazing. I swear.
Mm.
The amount of hip thrusts that man was doing. I filmed it. I like.
Is he a one-trick pony though? Is he all hip thrust?
No, he's really
Okay.
really good at. He's wonderful presence and really really great with the
The
audience.
band's stage presence was just so good. Like, I fucking hope so because you went to go see them
Yeah,
live.
the opening act as well, Mantra. They were really good as well, and they have got a song called Loudmouth, and I was like, oh, same, because it's really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I'll
The
have to play
sporting
this
act
up.
were good.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Ah.
So yeah, would recommend it. They've got 2 more shows. So one's tomorrow, and I think one on the 28th. Why I'm hyping
Where
up
did they
Seth Sentry.
play?
Evelyn Hotel.
Oh,
in
so they played
Fitzroy?
at like a pub, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Really?
killer.
It would have been packed.
It had about 100
feel-
people as the cap.
Okay. Is that spacey?
In that
Like-
area, I was getting, nosebleed section up front,
Yeah.
but there was space between everyone.
Yeah. Because heaps of my friends played the Evelyn.
It was really
That's
good.
really cool.
Yeah.
So is he not huge?
Well, he's definitely big through some of his songs.
I feel like I've heard the name.
You would have. So you know
And
the
as a
Waitress song
non-music
or Dear
person-
Science?
Okay.
Have you heard those ones?
No.
Should you play a sample?
No, because we'll get flagged.
Oh, okay. Don't do that.
Do you know
Oh,
we
no,
got
he gets
flagged?
flagged on his own videos as well.
Actually, fuck. We got flagged because of that. So this episode's going to get flagged because of that George Michael thing. So all you need, that's from George Michael's thing.
How annoying.
Yeah, as soon as, like, that little bit. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was looking
On
through our
Twitch
clips
too.
and stuff.
That's insane.
No,
What-
on YouTube.
Oh,
Twitch are okay,
okay.
kind of.
because I was going to say
Twitch don't want to do it, but they get strong armed to do
They
it.
cover
Anyway,
over it as well because they've stopped his streaming as well
Yeah.
because he's rapping to his own songs. It's fucking hilarious.
yeah. But I couldn't believe it. Like, so I got to remember. Anyway, it's worth.
But he
it.
was
It's fun.
great. Would recommend. And if you haven't heard Seth Sentry and you like Australian hip hop /
Was
rap,
he an expensive gig?
my friend bought tickets, but when I looked online, not too expensive. Like
We'll look at it.
50s.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. 'Cause, see, I guess the music for me would be like comedy. Like when comedians come here,
Mm.
like they charge like $300. You're like, I'm not getting that value from you, dude.
No.
Like, A, you're not that funny anymore, and B, like $300 is a flight to another fucking place.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're competing with that level of
you
entertainment,
better
like,
be making me like shit my
and then,
pants.
like
with-
there's fireworks. Like, why the fuck would I see a comedian with fireworks and shit?
That's just a
Like,
hazard.
It's. I used to like Kevin Hart.
I
He's
did
just
too
not
until
funny
he
anymore.
became problematic.
What do you mean when he started fucking everything that moved?
No, I don't have that. I don't have problems with that.
What was his other problematic stuff?
Just
Ooh.
just some
Give
social commentary that he made that was just a little
Oh,
bit on the
the beating
sexist
his
side as well.
child thing?
Yeah, those kinds of things as
That-
well. And
but, like-
I understand humor. I get that. I
no,
really do. But
I
there's
guess
some
it's
things
the
that are
thing
said.
of like looking at shit that you've said years ago.
Right.
Do you get?
And same
do
with
you
like
get
Eddie Murphy. No, was it Eddie Murphy? Yeah, it was Eddie Murphy. Oh,
Yeah.
his old comedy far out. I'm surprised he didn't get pulled from Netflix sooner.
No, well, Delirious, I guess it's the way I look at those pieces. They're effectively
they're a
period pieces.
classic from the times. No, but I know what
they
you mean.
are.
I totally
'cause
get
comedy,
what you mean.
Comedy is
It's
social
evolved.
commentary on the time.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It is a
Like Dave
person's
Chappelle,
opinion.
right?
Hey?
Like Chappelle.
Yeah, like but he's lucky where he's been able to change it
Yeah.
a bit.
And acknowledge it as well, make commentary on it too.
And to be fair, he had a tranny grind. Sorry, transsexual.
Transgender.
That's the one. Grind on his bottom and then
Yes.
tell him that there was parts there. So I could see how that would be traumatizing. If you didn't think that was going to
Without consent, yes, I agree. 100%.
But yeah, no, so I guess it's more, that's the thing is I don't want Eddie Murphy to get cancelled for something.
Oh, I
that
don't
was-
think it's about cancelling people. I think it's about acknowledging where they come from and actually
Yeah.
making statement to it.
I don't think it breeds any sort of hate.
No.
Because back then he discussed, I suppose the gay agenda then when they weren't really talking about it much. Because that was the 70s, 80s, where gay culture was starting to come up, right?
Yeah.
That's fucked. If that comes through the microphone, Lil just basically snapped her own neck.
I do
That
it on
was
the reg.
fucking unsettling. But yeah,
Cracking
these are
knuckles
cancel my
ASMR.
comedians. It's bad enough they're doing it themselves by pulling their dicks out and fucking jerking their penises in front of everyone.
Agreed.
You know, although I watched Parks and Rec and I forgot Louis C.K.'s in it,
Yep.
and I just got so awkward in my own house. I'm like,
Should I be watching this? I don't feel safe
I
here
don't know what
anymore.
to do. Yeah. And it's like, there's a good commentary. It's like, how menacing could be a dude jizzing on his own stomach? Because that's apparently
I've
what
seen it
the big
before.
thing was.
IRL.
Yeah, but like, how threatening is that?
That's
It's like-
hilarious.
it's like a turtle on their back. There is nothing more unthreatening than a guy that's just come on himself.
Particularly if they get it up near their mouths accidentally.
Actually, you know what? Parks and Rec's a double whammy. It's got Master of None guy.
Aziz.
Yeah, Aziz Ansari, and yeah, but he had the awkward day.
Yes.
He's okay. He survived
For now.
almost.
And survive. Yeah, we'll go on the...
He
we'll-
almost lost his entire career.
Yeah.
So I just want comedians to not be Chris D'Elia.
We weren't even talking about comedians. We're talking about Seth
I know.
Century. But I know.
know.
what you
How
mean.
did we get on?
You got onto that. You
sleazy
were like,
comedian?
I don't want to pay
'cause
too much money.
comedians are my art.
$300.
My
I love your tangents today. It's great. Finally,
Yeah.
I'm not the one being tangential. Tangential.
Yes.
I use that
So-
word in my report writing.
So we enter the last phase. This is good for you. See, I'm in a good mood, and I've
and
basically
you've made
screwed
my
myself,
mood
and I'm
good
gonna laugh.
though. So
Yeah.
no, that's a
Fine.
nice thing. Say thank you.
What do you mean?
I feel
Why would-
happier now.
Why would
Be
I
in
say
your
thank you
presence,
for
you
making
little
you
shit.
feel?
No, I was.
You say thank
I
you
was
to me.
giving you a compliment. No, I'm never going to say thank you.
Demanding
I'm going
thank
to
you
demand.
from a compliment. I guess that makes that like labored now.
Good.
I feel dirty.
Good.
You've ruined the experience.
You dirty capitalist pig.
Well, I do like money. I don't have much of it, but it's okay.
Yo, you about done? Tick-tock, motherfucker.
And then we will do the nice transition. We've just got it set up this week, so I hit enter and it's going to play
Yes.
straight away. And we're going to make sure that everyone in chat can hear it because fucking no one said anything 3 weeks ago and fucked 7
Yeah, I
hours
can't
of my
believe you
life.
guys did that.
All right, here we go.
So you want to write a resume, but you got no experience?
What
Oh, no.
the fuck is wrong with
Because it's not me. It's tech these days.
So you want to write
So we interrupt your weekly podcast for another Pete fuck up. I had audio double up issues with a web browser and a whole bunch of shit that's way too technical and annoying to probably talk about now. What I'm doing is I'm going to sample in the audio from a separate recording. You're going to lose some of mine and Lil's commentary. Obviously, I'm doing the shot next week, so it doesn't really matter what my reactions were. It's more for the hilarity and enjoyment of the audience. And yeah, Karma fucked me in the butt for that one. So here we go. Enjoy. And it's not going to be weird, I promise.
So you want to write a resume, but you got no experience other than selling bags? Let me help you out. Now, did you sell bags? Or did you process over 3 to 4 figure transactions daily, averaging a net profit margin of over 124%? Now, did you stomp on your ops? Or were you able to effectively eliminate your competitors within the market using strategic methods? Now, did you have Maui and Abdi selling bags for ya? Or were you able to operate a sophisticated and collaborative project which serviced key areas and stakeholders throughout Western Sydney? Come on, write a resume.
That's
But you
amazing.
got no experience
For
other than
context-
selling bags.
I love that.
For context with that little snippet as well, everyone. So on TikTok, there's a big trend of all these like really, smart cookie types who go through what people look on resumes and like improving resumes and how to help people. So people have just kind of caught on to it. So individuals who are sex workers and obviously drug dealers now are as well hopping onto the trend and just having a really like hilarious joke about it. And
like
wording
that.
things really
Yeah.
well. Like, fuck,
What are you
you'd
saying
sell
about people
me.
who sell drugs? They're not eloquent.
Huh? No.
Good Pablo Escobar was a wordsmith.
He very well could have been. I don't know. I didn't speak to him. But no, just keep,
All right, we
keep
got
your
number
mind
2.
open, right? And yeah,
Actually,
number 2.
ugh.
Oh, you'll definitely have a giggle at this one, I think.
Do you know this one from the URL? That's
I went through them
turbo.
today.
Honestly, I don't mind leg day. It's just the 2 days after I can't stand. Ah. 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 Ah.
Alright, after this turn, we'll get some more water, okay? So, we've now encountered the Goblin King.
That's fucking
not
so
the
good.
roll yet.
That's quite good.
We'll get
Thank you.
All right.
We got some giggles.
That's definitely. All right, but at least after this week, we just get to play stuff, and I don't have to worry about not laughing. But now you get to concoct whatever. I
Cool.
will just do it.
Haha.
So
Stay tuned. I'll have a thought on things.
bring it, and then we can do it. That's terrifying. Good God.
Be warned.
Speaking of being terrified,
Pardon me.
how terrifying is
Our love segment.
people's love lives?
Oh, mine is terrifying at the moment.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
All right. I'll go full camera,
All right.
and we'll do some talky talks. All right. So this week's segment, fuck did it go?
That's right. Talking about
Yes. All right.
STD.
So, you know what? Google Sheets is possibly one of them. Try and navigate live.
I would agree. Yeah.
We did get feedback from Sam, and he's like, just print it out. And I'm like, yeah, we could do that. But then that's weird. It's very boomer-ish, too.
No, I'm a paper and pen gal through and through. I fucking hate
let's fuck the
technology. Do you
environment
know how
right in
long
its
it took
face.
for me to understand the Alt-Enter thing, despite you telling it to me 50 times?
And it being written on the spreadsheet.
Didn't see it though.
All right, so this week's topic, STDs
/eyes.
and protected
Sex.
/ unprotected sex.
You gonna roll it over it? Question mark.
Thoughts? Yeah.
Well, firstly, I thought that we'd enter in, if you know what I mean. But you're gonna do it.
No, I
You
don't.
missed the opportunity anyway. It's
It
fine.
feels
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. Anyway, ew. So we've got a break, an outbreak that is of
Yes, indeed.
syphilis in Melbourne. Yeah,
Moved away from it, and I was like,
yeah. I was trying to elongate what I was saying.
yeah,
prolong.
okay, so, well, since we've got that, we're going to feed this news article into the segment?
I don't think we need to. I think we can just talk about it,
Yeah.
and then weave our own stuff into it as we go.
Do you want to show the map because it makes us look
Yeah,
official?
show the map.
Whoa, man.
Dora. Wait, yeah.
We have,
I'm the map. I'm the map.
whoa, guys, look at that.
Look, it's a
There's
syphilis map.
A little fucking scummy suburb in
Okay,
Melbourne
rude.
for people.
Let's
listening.
not
Well,
shame having
Melton.
STDs.
I think Melton shames itself.
I have not been to Melton, so would not know.
Oh, you guys should take you to Melton and then just record the clip. So, Lil, how do we feel about Melton? Keep driving. And ironically enough, actually, you know what? Brimbank. It's a suburb close to some people's hearts. 56. Now, I happen to understand that they actually do have a severe problem with illegal brothels
Okay.
in Brimbank.
We don't stand the illegality. We prefer decriminalize brothels, actually.
No. So these are literal like.
That's what I mean. Like, we don't stand that. Well, I don't stand that.
Yeah, because this possibly, but this is just my guess, which has no grounds in anything, that it's the human trafficking side of shit too.
Shit, so...
Because that area is like new immigrants and stuff and shit like that. So it's that's brutal. I didn't even see the Brimbank portion of that selection.
Okay.
So I mean, look, this is obviously not, hopefully, something that would start bleeding into the greater community. You hope, but yeah. So what are your opinions? Obviously, with one night stands and stuff, most people would be inclined to rug up in the wintertime.
Yes. Well, I firstly kind of want to speak to STIs/Ds before getting into what my preferences are. And just, I guess, one of those statements that a lot of people do stigmatize STIs and STDs and kind of place this idea that people are dirty or rah for it. And I'll speak to 2 comments on that. The first thing is no, STIs and STDs, they're just sexually transmitted bacteria, so to speak. It's nothing more than like a common sick in terms of, if you were to make out with someone who was sick and then you got sick like the same way, right?
I'd get mad at someone for doing it, though.
You could be upset if they'd not communicated it to you or if they've passed it on to you without giving you full consent that they knew, like all those kinds of things. Those are important.
You sickness raped me.
I don't like that word.
I didn't consent to getting sickness.
I didn't give consent to hearing that word. No, but I think that those are, you need to communicate if you do have it, but I don't think we should be treating it with shame and stigma.
Can that be the name of the episode?
Oh my gosh, you name and edit you name.
No, but like that's a pretty good name. You sickness raped me.
So problematic. I'm gonna lose.
Go. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. Just let everyone know that that's a great name.
I'm sure all of our very many viewers are having a great time hearing about this.
Yeah.
And then I guess the second thing to that is that, we should be treating it with more awareness and less stigma. And the more we talk about it and the more we have conversations about it, the better it'll be.
I think more awareness is great.
Absolutely. And we don't learn about, obviously Australian sex ed is so much better comparatively to America, but we're still pretty fucking shitty in Australia.
It's pretty average. But I guess with the internet and things like that,
we do have access.
You can kind of just be like, look, at a certain point, just conversations, parents with their kids, and be like, get online, man. Like, I don't want to tell you about, like, because the parents will give you the generic, always use condoms and all that sort of stuff.
My parents didn't give me that.
Unless there's a religious thing. That's because that's, you're going to be having sex until you're married type deal.
No?
I'm saying not your
standard, sorry.
instance.
Yes,
that line or whatever. But, fuck, man. There's always going to be a stigma because it negatively impacts someone. And when that happens, people are like, and you get mad and you get bitey and the stigma occurs. That fucking person,
look, I totally get it. I really do. And as far as extending that out to personal experience, for the most part, I'd like to say, at least in my latter years, I have been more safe sex protection friendly. I take birth control. I've been taking birth control religiously since I was 15.
Yeah, but I guess we'll be talking for the...
Well, I mean, both
STI,
are still
STD.
important too because you want to avoid pregnancy.
Exactly.
But also, fun fact, birth control is only like 92 to 99% effective if you're taking it every day at the same time, religiously pretty much.
Yeah.
And even then, it does still not protect against STDs and STIs.
I guess if we do have younger listeners, like, the important thing to understand is, like, if you're, like, super, 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 super young, understand, feels good, do not bust inside another person. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and also
just at that
the pull-out
age-
method is also not that effective as much as people would like to think it is.
No, but the pull-in method is dramatically worse.
Agreed, but well, not even worse. It will just result more likely in pregnancy.
Yeah.
But also there are many different things that affect that. So onto the condom element of that, because there's things like female condoms, and then there's also the
dental dam.
The dental dam. They also have that.
You hate Seinfeld, don't you?
Yes.
Damn it, the sponge.
Fucking hate Seinfeld so much.
He's uncultured, team. What can I say?
I'm not uncultured. I just don't think it's very fucking funny.
You like Friends?
No, you've asked this as well.
This. Yeah, I know. Because that's how that's my qualifier for some people.
Yeah, no, they're both fucking shit equally.
You like Friends?
But I do like the B movie. You like Jazz? I like Jerry Seinfeld in that.
He's okay. Anyway.
Isn't she your cousin? Distant. Sorry. Sorry, just had to do that. Cream pie. Oh my god. But yeah, so I think that with condoms, I've definitely been a lot safer than I used to be, and I think that comes with having knowledge about things. I also think having scares with pregnancy or scares with STIs and STDs, which is common too. Like things like bacterial vaginosis, things like UTIs, while they're not like STDs, they also are enough to give scares to people to really check in on their health. Get your sexual health checks, especially if you're, sleeping with a new partner. Go on, please do tell the story.
No, before that, I did see a new study, like it was like maybe like a month ago. There's this new method. It's called push and pray. Do you think that works?
Can you tell me what push and pray?
I was kidding.
I was like,
push and pray.
We're just hoping that we'll come out with a good outcome here.
Set and forget, maybe.
Oh gosh, no. But mouthwash actually can reduce chances of having gonorrhea of the mouth. I heard. I've done a little bit of.
Get it in the mouth. There you go.
You can get lots of things in your mouth. So remember, even though you're giving head to people without condoms or without dental dams, you can still get an STD and STI. Another thing, we just don't educate people on that.
I guess that's
and thrush. You can get thrush of the mouth as well.
No one's gonna ask for oral sex with a condom.
You say no one, but some people would.
Fuck. That would be so odd.
Hey, can you put on put on a Johnny? Wrap your willy, don't be silly.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, look, to each their own, right?
I guess that enters a very interesting space with. Look, if you're having these, because you can't even prejudge people because it's the people that you don't kind of think would possibly. It can be anyone that can that sort of stuff. I guess where my brain was going was maybe try and a bit more thought into those sorts of interactions if this is something that you're seriously worried about.
And the conversations, though. I'm super honest and have dialogue with people.
Yeah.
Have you been tested recently?
I have 2 stories, bro.
No, add your stories.
But nothing to do with infection. It's good because they keep racking up.
No, it's important, though. Raise it.
So there was... I will say, remind me about the weird one. But there was a really nice one of matching with someone on Tinder. It was lovely and awesome and stuff, and we were vibing and whatnot. And I've probably spoken about this. We were reaching the point where we were going to catch up. And she told me before we even caught up that she had herpes.
Yeah.
And now, I actually had this debate with my mates and stuff. I instantaneously was out.
Yeah.
Right. But I didn't. And I was like, yeah, no, you're still happy to catch up, whatever. But I knew at that moment, I was like, no chance. Are we catching up? That's for me, no, it's fucked. I don't need that. You feel bad, but at some point, why should I feel bad for self-preservation?
Yeah.
Right? And then, because I had a chat with some people, there's things you can do. And I'm like, or I could just not. That was really cool on her part for telling me.
I think it's awesome. Honesty is A1.
And the stigma, I had the reaction that was stigmatizing.
But you're also allowed to have the reaction.
I didn't hate her for it.
Yeah, you weren't shaming her for that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I think as well, if you'd actively... I suppose the difference is if you'd shamed her for it or if you made a comment about that, I don't think that would have been really appropriate or fair because once again, you can't help it. Plus, you can get fucking herpes from anything. You can get it from sharing drinks with people. You can get it from cold sores. So if you're really going to be pedantic about, and this isn't you, but generally speaking, if you're really going to be pedantic about something, including sometimes self-preservation, just remember, you probably have had it or have a strain of it. We've gotten shots as well. And that's also one of the things as well. You can't help that you have it as herpes for the most part is recurring. But with other things, there's ways to manage, like you said, ways to protect. And it's also your choice to choose whether you want to engage with that. And that's okay.
You ready for the other kicker?
Go for the other kicker.
The other story was another girl through pandemic. After we'd slept together. It was about a week or so. Decided to hit me up on Snapchat and say that she had chlamydia.
Okay, yep.
And that I needed to get tested. Long story short, I usually play this off as a comedic thing because it's actually quite funny, but because we're being serious, we'll stay. I'd already, because of this person, when you get that feeling that you need to get tested? Maybe not. Okay. I had that feeling, so I went and did it. Basically, I'd queued it up straight away.
Yeah.
And when she got the message, I already have everything booked and stuff. But it was, honest to God, I think that for me was probably the trigger for me. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Such a relief that she'd gotten it after me.
Yeah.
Even though chlamydia is treatable.
It is treatable, but also it's a pain in the ass. You have to be on antibiotics. You've got other people that you've slept with.
He just prescribed it.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have it. He goes, you have to come back for a follow-up test or whatever. He goes, I'm going to give you the antibiotics anyway. He goes, just take that shit, come back. I think there was a follow-up thing. I can't remember. But holy shit, man. Was that terrifying?
They can give you a scare.
Do you think some people might use that as a bit of a game? Because for me, it felt like the way that
How do
she
you
dropped
mean?
it, because we hadn't spoken
Okay.
after we slept together. And I do feel like there was a bit of malice for like, I think she'd messaged to talk and I didn't really respond. And then like the message was put in a Snapchat, right? So it wasn't visible.
So you had to have opened it directly.
Don't you
first.
think, yeah, if it was something like my health, that you would message
Like a
that
text
to
or
me
even
so
a
I can
call?
see it?
I would agree, yeah. And usually they
That's why
actually
I
got
thought it was a bit
texting
bullshit.
services as well, where if you want to do it anonymously, you can do that and you can get the text sent out to
That's
partners
really
and
cool.
it says, hey, someone that you've
Yeah.
had sex with has now just
Accidentally text your
gotten
whole
something,
fucking
so
inbox.
please get tested just in case. And I think that's awesome. I think that's incredible. And it also does preserve that level of, anonymity that people have because of the stigma. I'm pretty outright. So I not an STI or an STD. I suppose more, so BV obviously is not an STD, but you can still
for
get
all the guys who don't know.
bacterial vaginosis.
Thank you.
So it's when your pH level is fucked if you
get
have
that from
a
new dick, right?
vagina. Yes. So if you are used to having the same dick for a while or consistent stuff like
Monogamy.
that. Monogamy. And then you go on to have some of your hoe days, like I did. You can get that. And it really, really sucks. And I had a scare. I was like, oh no, do I have an STD? I went to the clinic, had no issue, told the person as well, said you might want to get tested. We actually went together, came back and was like, no, you just got this, which means that your pH levels are a little bit fucked because your body's just not used to this. So what are you going to do? Take some medication for 2 weeks and you're fine. I think that...
Oh, to fix the pH stuff?
Yeah.
Because it throws it that out of whack.
It throws it that out of whack.
Whoa, man.
It's
I did not know
insane.
that.
So, like, stay educated, guys. Honestly, like, I think that the less, like, we really need to just really destigmatize it. Have that open conversation. If you have something, say it to a person, right? I have no shame in saying that kind of stuff because people need to understand about their health. People are like, oh, what's wrong with my body?
Needing people to hide it thing fucks up other people and stuff.
Yeah.
But technically, it's in your interest
To
not
share.
be. Saying that, though, I fucking hated that she did that and kind of hit
Just
it.
go get tested. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's my rule.
That's true, man.
If you are worried or if you're starting to see new people, just get tested. And it's free at the Melbourne Health Sexual Clinic.
I think it's free everywhere.
Oh, I don't know about everywhere else, but I know some.
I think it's bulk billed or whatever.
Okay, well, even cooler. There you go.
To the
Australia.
international listeners, obviously in Australia, you can just go to a doctor. I think there's bulk billing and none. But
Yeah.
No, that shit, I didn't pay for that.
Yeah, me neither.
But there was lockdown. It was thick lockdown, and I think we were just coming into going back out, and or maybe it wasn't. It might have been when was it? For some reason, it was like a Saturday morning or something, and I got into the clinic to get the piss test or whatever, and it was all people my age kissing into cups, boys and girls, and I'm like, wow.
Haven't we been
So
busy?
much for that lockdown, eh?
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. And then you see stuff like this, I guess, stuff. That, obviously, for it to be that size,
Yeah.
Has been building for some time. Yeah, so obviously, dudes and dudettes, man.
Yeah.
Be
Don't be
careful, get your
silly.
shit tested.
Wrap your willy.
Just jag like porn stars, man. They get tested all the time.
Oh, it is insane how much their sexual health is incredible for the most part. They're getting tested pretty much, I think
I think they get
once a
tested
week.
before they record.
Yeah, they do.
everything.
Every new partner, new testing, all that kind of stuff, which I couldn't endorse that more. Seriously, get tested.
And it's free.
And also, just to add on, get your freaking cervical cancer screening and your pap smears as well. I know there's a lot of fear around that. Get it fucking done. I have to get one every year because I've got really lame ovaries and a uterus, unfortunately. But it's important. Get it tested, guys.
You hear that noise in the back? Was that a cat?
I love cats.
Cat in my... Oh, speaking of getting your cervix checked, no.
That is
On
not the
to
way
the
to
news.
sit that.
No news is good news.
Okay, so I haven't read the article, but a boss somewhere is letting her staff take wank breaks.
Of an adult entertainment company.
Well, that's even weirder, I guess. But the main top point that I would like to comment topic of conversation. That's what I was looking for. Say this spread into the greater working place. Right?
Yeah.
Don't you think that that's a bit much?
I think it would be awkward just like knowing, oh, you're going to take your masturbation break, and then you'd have to like talk to people. Because like that's like me time. And I'd have to have my own space. Everyone would have to have allocated spaces, which would just be a waste of space personally. Also, I'd take way longer than half an hour. I wouldn't get anything done. It'd be a waste of time.
Yeah, I think obviously this is done to sensationalize it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Erica Luss is great though. I've seen her her interviews are great with Dr. Lindsay Doe. Just a side note. But yes.
Regarding what?
Oh, she like porn, like ethical porn.
Oh,
yeah.
She's
well, great.
I hope ethical.
No.
Like, I was gonna make a joke about ethically sourced food and porn, but hey. Yeah. So I think if this starts bleeding into what would be
the general workplace,
dude, that's so fucked.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
If you have to watch what you say in the lunchroom because you're gonna offend people, I don't think we can allocate like snapping one off work.
Particularly if it ends up in the lunchroom, am I right? Sorry.
It's just like, I don't know, at what point, does it end?
Yeah.
In terms of like progressive nature. That's not progressive. I think that's inappropriate.
I would agree. And I think that we don't need to be subjecting other people to that aren't consenting to that either.
You know what though? Especially in a place where it's like sex orientated as well.
I think that in itself makes a bit more sense.
But like as a psych major, then they start associating work with masturbation and
with
stuff.
Pleasure.
Isn't that going to build some sort of weird?
You don't mix business with pleasure, love.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know personally.
I don't think that's going to be too healthy, man.
Well, you'd get endorphins. You'd be having serotonin and dopamine bursts.
Yes, but more that you would
but
get
would that perpetuate addiction?
The horniness and stuff. Yeah.
Also affect workplace productivity in a
that's
good way.
That's what the noise was. Your leg on the thing.
I need to move my legs a lot.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my legs still by not moving
no,
so
you have
much.
that thing where you have to move your legs or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
That thing where you have to move your legs. Yes. So I don't know. It could affect workplace productivity.
It's probably even worse
it could be
at a
better
place
though,
like that.
as well. If you think about it, people aren't being so distractible. They're more focused. They're more engaged. They're more invigorated. So I see both sides of the coin.
Yeah. I think we can build skill sets to do that rather than smashing.
Think about that post-nut clarity. Maybe you'd end up quitting your job and going, fuck, this isn't the place for me.
No staff left. Just some imagine.
Look at that.
Greg, he's 5'7", 140 kilos, sits back down next to you,
broker.
Sweaty, and hasn't been running. Very cold outside. Even Siri's freaked out about it.
And most humans don't actually wash their hands when they come out of bathrooms either. So, you'd wouldn't.
You know what I mean?
They need to have some really strict hygiene practices. And they need a specific room as well.
Look at all the extra stuff.
It's a waste of space.
Oh, shut up, Siri. Fuck me. What was that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Owen Wilson, calm down.
2 weeks in a row. Noxious AI crap. Yeah. So I think, look, that's not a good idea. Even for the sex industry where you think people will be like, oh, that's okay. I think that's probably worse. Don't do it. Bad idea. But hey, you're on the front of Lad Bible, so...
Wait, can we scroll down and see what she's actually said, if it's increased anything? But only one singular private masturbation station. See, I don't bag that because you need your own special place. If you've got toys that you're going to use, you'd want them to be separate from things that other people are going to use because, that's just...
It's like I decided to offer the
performing
breakup,
with less energy, so I'll pay that.
Agitated and performing with less energy during the pandemic.
Productivity. Okay, keep going.
No, but they should all be working from home. What does she mean?
But they work in ethical porn. You're not all going to be singular.
Because all porn was done during this time period. I think we're starting to find some holes in this story, my friend. You launched the initiative to coincide with Masturbation Month, which is May. I thought it was No Nut November. Oh, no, that's no.
You're fucking...
The plans to allow staff
like
20 minutes for a 30-minute break for the rest of the year. I mean, I would just take the break and not work.
I know when they feel good, we do good work. I would agree with that, yeah.
She's not explaining what employees were doing this stuff. Is it like the editors or whatever? That's weird.
Keep scrolling. Clinical sex... Yeah, I know. I've heard you. Plus, it releases endorphins. I said that as well.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know, but I'm just saying that. I'm glad that my psych brain was coming in handy.
I just feel like that's bullshit, man. Like, you get endorphins when you eat chocolate. Like... You know what I mean?
I mean, we also get it
We're
when you
clutching
run.
at straws here, man. To like, Erica is now calling for fellow business owners following her footsteps. Based on no scientific research, the industry should do.
She's a clinical sexologist, you goose.
Yeah,
so
but she
does
hasn't
have
conducted
that-
a proper study. This is just
She would
anecdotal.
have no, but she would have had to have conducted multiple studies to get to where she is now. So she
Where is it?
clinical sexologists require that for their masters.
No, I know, but she hasn't done that in this situation.
Well,
'Cause it's not
she
linked
is
anyway.
a custody in this instance.
Doesn't make her correct though.
I'm open to it. I wouldn't advocate for it, and I wouldn't really suggest it or go go nuts on it. But I think it's not a
places-
terrible idea, especially in the
Especially when
workplace.
you're so worried about how people feel in
Yeah.
workplaces. I think maybe no. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I do.
Like,
I
if
do-
it's
I
that much of
personally
a
would
problem
not
for you,
like to do that at work.
yeah, maybe the ologist part is right, but maybe you speak to a psychologist why you want to have a wank at work. Possibly. And then they'll refer you to the sexologist,
And then they can talk about that.
and hopefully they don't say, well, we'll just have them fucking give you half an hour of work.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I'll put it to you this way. If that happens in my workplace, I'm outies.
Fair enough. And also,
Because that makes
I
me
would
feel
never do that in
uncomfortable,
my
man.
workplace, and that's also not only because I work with kids, but also because I think that kind of stuff is for me and me time, and I don't want that I don't mix my work
Yeah.
with my time.
Helps decompress and release tension. Stress.
I can
Basically,
do
it's the
that
perfect
by using
medicine
an
for a stressful
elliptical.
workday. How about a better workplace? Like what? How stressful is fucking editing porn?
You edit our podcast videos, and you always tell me how stressful that is. So
Yeah. But it's porn. That's what I mean. There's like no one's gonna watch a porn film and be like, "Oh my god, you see that jump cut? That was fucking garbage."
No, but people like
85% of people
but with
aren't gonna see more than
ethical
past the
porn,
like last 8 minutes.
People pay for ethical porn, and with her stuff too. That she's had a whole dialogue on it.
Let's be
the only
real.
reason is I've got some biases because I've watched her stuff.
Yeah, but let's be real. I don't know anyone that pays for porn.
I do, especially for audio porn. That's in right there.
Oh no, so ASMR is that porn?
No, actual audio porn. ASMR is not audio porn. Two
What
different
is
things.
audio porn?
Audio porn is like people narrating stories out loud based on like sexual stories.
Okay.
ASMR is not that. It's
That's-
mostly people whispering, which also triggers off the autosensory meridian response, which is a relaxation response. I did that for my
and that's
thesis.
what it's totally used for.
For some people, but I actually, no. So I
Mm.
did my initial thesis on ASMR and misophonia.
Mm.
Up to 5% is used for sexual purposes, reportedly. It's probably a little bit
How did they get that?
Through Reddit feeds,
Yeah.
threads as well. They were looking at YouTube comments, all these kinds of things, anecdotally. Then they actually did multiple studies in fMRIs as well. Like there's so much research
What's
on
the
it.
fMRI?
First MRI. It's looking
What
at
is it-
the
what is it-
magnetic
what does it
resonance
teach?
imaging in your brain. So
Yeah.
it's looking at brain responses.
Right.
Yes.
So there's no.
So it's
real
looking
way
at
to
what's
get that
activated, the
stuff,
pleasure states, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the default mode network was the highest activated pit. And the default mode network is essentially in charge of relaxation. So things like sleeping, when we're at like day spas, those are the things that sort of get triggered off. in the
Yeah.
mind.
No, I get you.
Yeah.
But it's more just like
It's different.
how you could measure that.
Through
properly.
fMRIs. The activation of brain points where they're measuring.
Yeah, I
so
guess
you watch
what-
the ASMR and hear it.
Yeah, no, I understand.
okay.
But you're missing the people that. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is there's channels with like thousands of viewers.
Millions.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know how you would sample that. You know what I mean?
I
To
do.
get-
But
yeah.
also, we also know that most studies do exactly that, where they grab a sample from the greater population and then they
Yeah,
generalize. It's
which
never always accurate.
destroys my faith in the studies now.
All studies, mind you.
I think, yeah, with something like that, especially where people won't be forthcoming, so obviously...
But people
the
always do that,
MRI
and we
stuff.
know that because of response bias. We know that because of halo bias. We know all the biases things,
Yeah.
and I think that's where psychologists actually look at those kinds of things and they go, okay, we know where the biases are, we account for them, and we look at data. We see what's missing at random, we see what's not missing at random, and then we actually make inferences based on those things.
And they think it's 5, so 5 out of every 100 people that would listen to it. Based
Roughly,
on that.
yes.
Yeah.
Which makes sense though,
Yeah,
because
and-
I'd say it's probably closer to like 8 to 10%. That's what my inkling would be, but a lot of people do it. for relaxation, for anxiety, for sleep. And a lot of the people who do watch it have anxiety, depression, all those things that indicate, like, you know, loneliness, insomnia, all the things that they require and that they can get from that.
Yeah, that's look, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's I'm sure Twitch would love.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. You guys just
No, because that's what I'm saying. Like, ASMR on Twitch is huge, and maybe not necessarily for
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no dudes doing ASMR. That's all I'm saying.
There's also research to support that it's because females have that more nurturing and caregiving sound as well, so it emulates what's from childhood.
Yeah, no, look, hey, they could be right. Or just based on this environment.
Look, it's still a very emerging area as far as the literature goes, so I'm willing to be wrong and willing to learn more anyway.
Yeah, you know what? We should. Do you want to see? No, we won't see that. There's an ASMR section.
I want to see. Can we see?
There's a section. We can. I'll show you after.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it right after.
Okay.
The demo. All right, and then we're gonna kiss this one.
We're gonna kiss it
quickly. So this week, is it this week? The Midsummer Pride March?
Sunday. I was invited to that, I think.
So the organisers, I wouldn't say the general feeling, but the organisers don't want police there. Gay police, LGBT police. I guess. Hey,
because cops.
But you know,
that's all.
So we'll structure the conversation more because we've had a bit of chat before anyway. So they don't want police in general there.
Yeah.
But I would say, given the nature of LGBTQ and acceptance and things like that, going forward, we do need to be, if this is the route in which we would like to go as humans, and generally, especially left-leaning things like this, need to be more open. I would say, just as a better methodology of moving forward, is being more accepting. And I find it incredibly ironic that something like this, where they're discriminated against day to day, second to second, even though this does come from that discrimination. The same thing could be said about, you know, refusing people based on the color of their skin, ethnicity, like that's the thing, job type, so discriminating against job type for certain things and attending. It's completely, I understand they feel like the police do this sort of thing and whatnot, and probably have had it happen heaps, right? But if we're going to move forward, don't we have to at least give them a chance? Yeah.
No.
So, and then, you know, it's just, if we have that mentality, then the very thing that they're fighting against, you can't come, once you get the sort of social spotlight, do what was done to you. We're seeing things like that in America with the Black and Puerto Rican populations assaulting Asians because of Corona now.
Yeah.
The Jews in fucking the Middle East now, right? Doing what was done to them by the Germans to the natives there. It's like at a certain point, it's hard. Totally, it's hard to not kind of give it back when you've got the power effectively. We need to kind of just open your heart, which is, you know, something philosophically say, but you got to come at it chilled out, man. Like, yep, some police are pieces of shit. Some police are also like, you know, but I guess, to be fair, maybe they don't have to march in uniform.
See, I was going to follow
I'd agree
up
with that argument.
So I've got a few things that I would like to say. Firstly, agree with that. Yep. If they were out of uniform, I think it would make it a lot easier.
But I think if we do that, no one can wear any work uniforms.
Well, I think that's fair. I would agree with that. And I feel like for the most part, most people wouldn't be anyway.
Yeah.
Coming from that point, I think that the police are always in a place and a position of authority and power. They will always be that. LGBTQIA plus community is a minority group, particularly for individuals who are trans and people of color. Sex workers as well. Those are even more so minorities within that minority as well.
Yeah.
Which makes it harder. When you go back to things like the riots and, you know, going back to all that really important.
Do you mean the riots for Corona stuff?
No. LGBTQIA.
When?
The wall. Look it up. This would be.
Yeah. So, but there was like an event.
massive. I just can't remember the name of the right.
70s, 80s, recently?
No. Before that.
Yep.
Type it up. Because I'm going to forget the name of it.
No, that's fine.
It's
So
in
there
my
was...
head, and it needs to be mentioned because it's relevant.
We need to find out. So can I Google
Yeah.
Melbourne?
Oh, don't think it was Melbourne riots.
Was it Melbourne?
No,
It was Melbourne,
no.
right?
Just write
Melbourne.
LGBTQI Stonewall riots. Fuck, that took so long to get to. Stonewall riots.
Was this the thing?
No. Stonewall riots, you goose. It wasn't recent. It was with a person of color and trans folks. They were
It's black and white.
1969. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And
okay, that's
so this was in response to police raids, and
yeah,
I think that because the police have always been in this position of power, not only just based on their authority, but that systemic level as well.
Yeah. An institution, so they would.
Yeah, absolutely,
definitely.
It just doesn't fit within that with police brutality, particularly not caring about that minority group.
That's where we hold them accountable.
And we should, as we should. And obviously, yes, it's not all police. I think that a lot of people that when we are referring to the police, it's not all police. It's the same as the whole men thing. And I said that in the car too. It's not all men. We know that. We don't need to justify that. Everyone
that
else,
sounded fucked
people
up.
who know that though.
It's not all men.
And that's exactly what it is. People assume that it's, to everyone and then go on the counterattack. It's not about that. It's just holding people accountable, like you said.
Not through exclusion, though.
Not from exclusion. I think that, and the fact that they've been doing this for, 20 odd years as well. We shouldn't be excluding them purely based on that when they've been within this for over 20 years. I do agree, take out the uniforms and acknowledging the power differentials.
Look, I think if military get to wear uniforms, if AMBOs get to wear uniforms, if doctors and nurses get to wear uniforms, I think the police should.
Well, the ambulances haven't been the people that have affected. Military are a completely different topic, but AMBOs, fireys, they've not perpetuated that culture of violence. Police have, and I think that that's where the separation is.
And I understand that because you could say the same thing with like the brown shirts or whatever at any sort of Israeli festival. Whatever. But I guess stepping into a new age where the police are very much accountable for shit that they do.
They're still not, but we're getting better.
Well, I'd say considerably better than what it's been.
To a degree. We still had the George Floyd thing going on last year.
In Australia.
Okay.
In Australia.
Well, I mean, Indigenous
I would not look at
populations are being
American
abused still in custody, so I'd still even say no.
So I dug into those stats. And it's heavily. So I had a debate with a mate about this. And I had to read a fucking
NT.
Sorry. Yeah. So as I was saying, it's like a 40-page document, and they group in a bunch of stuff. So like cardiac arrest stuff, which is not. They don't give you what the cardiac arrest was caused by. So there is natural causes, but they're grouped together in that study. So the data's already
skewed.
You can't use it, right? So. With a lot of those sort of reports and stuff, when they're conducted really poorly, and all of the
they won't have much
evidence
credibility
was pointing
if
to
they're like
that study. Yeah. These deaths in custody, whilst terrible, there are also deaths across the board, and I think we could probably look at other things other than their treatment in prison, than how they get to prison and things like that.
Well, all of those things are definitely worth considering and discussing as well. I think it's just a comparison to white Indigenous Australians compared to all these people that are Indigenous, because there's actually a quite significant ratio for who's in jail, who's experiencing racism, brutality, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, but again, I think that's when you look at numbers of them then in jail.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So when it's a smaller
I think contextually
group,
you need to talk more.
And there is the issue where they effectively had.
I'm having a heart attack. Ow.
When they effectively had, their displacement and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about this.
No. We're going back to the police and LGBTQI.
Yeah. So if we are to move forward with law enforcement and not do what the States has done and remove it and cause more problems, I think everyone can agree you need law enforcement.
Oh, absolutely. Otherwise, we'd have anarchy.
The way in which it's delivered, that's up for debate. But at this point in time, I think we stick with what we have and we fix what's there currently. And then if you do want a better relationship with these organizations, I think it's easier to include and call out weird behavior, seeing as everyone has phones, and everyone's happy to have a voice now. use your phones. If anyone's weird, if anyone does any fucked up shit, upload it, share it. You have
Keep
the
them
voice.
accountable.
You have this sort of exclusion shit to me is disgusting, especially to people that are discriminated against. Like, it makes me just be like, oh, cool. So we're just going to be perpetually stuck in this cycle where it's just a different person complaining about whatever issue's important to them and fuck everyone else surrounding that isn't involved directly in their situation, which is effectively this, the stuff going on in Israel. It's pretty much what I'm starting to see a trend in with people is people's attitudes. When they get their spotlight, they do what they've hated. Yeah. And that's not good.
Like
they need to address the attitude of exclusion and that it's dangerous.
Oh, no, I totally understand that. I think just tying that back and bringing that all back, I agree with the sentiment of what you said. I completely understand where you're at with it. I think it's just hard when minority groups, I don't think, are trying to...
There's an emotional portion.
Exactly. And I think that needs to be considered. And with all the trauma, though, there's a lot of intergenerational trauma, and particularly for people who are people of color, when you look at that compared to the police, who predominantly are white, what kind of grounds do we have? But I agree. I think as well, most of the people that are marching are LGBTQIA plus. Please, let them walk. You know, that the whole community stresses how important it is to be inclusive, like you mentioned.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I don't think it should be punished or vilified. I just think without the uniforms. That's my 2 takes.
Yeah, but like I said, if one can't wear uniform, and I get the signification of the police uniform, but strip all uniforms. Remove that as a problem.
Yeah, because you're here to celebrate Pride at the end of the day. You're not here to celebrate...
I guess you could argue the fact of dictating to people what they...
Yeah, that's true.
It would be like dictating to people who they can sleep with.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'll pay that. So you can... I guess there's all sides of the coin.
See how it's a slippery slope?
I know what you mean. I do.
And if you are to move forward, it's better to be inclusive and loving, man. Like, and if someone spits in your face, then they're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
well, if anyone does that shit, yeah, gross.
And thank God we have cameras, man. Like, someone's going to catch it, and then she's going to, let's just hope we handle it better.
All about spit in my mouth, just consensually.
Just consensually spit in my mouth. Yeah, so let's hope, is it this weekend?
Yes, Sunday. I was invited.
So let's hope there's no biff. And they can have the...
Man, it's in fucking St Kilda, though. Let's just be real. Of all the places have it.
That's the thing too, man. Like, they want all this stuff, and then there's going to be like huge drug... Like... Well, of course, the police are going to get involved if you're using drugs in public.
Yeah, stay safe, guys. If you were to.
So, yeah, I think hopefully we don't have a follow-up segment next week.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then cops would chill.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It's been a rough 2 years.
Yeah.
We don't need any fighting with the police.
No.
But hey. Well, we should do we've got to remember to do we do the heavy stuff at the start and then end happy?
Or we're going to do the ASMR as an end. Quickly grab that up. We'll do a quick...
Oh, man. All right.
Quick segue.
We've done another big episode again.
We did. Sorry, guys.
Happened.
We got passionate. We talked about a lot. We covered some good things.
Yeah, man. So let me go to browse. Or maybe it's just chatting. Have they removed it? Have they removed the ASMR section? No, there it is. 6,000 people watching. This is the top, I think. Free advertising for Twitch. So this is Viv_A, assuming that's touching a fluffy thing.
That's what happens when you chew 5 gum. The fuck am I watching?
So this is a meme. But again, that's weird, right? Like, that shit freaks me. I don't like that. I think this is probably more in line with... What? So, like, how does that unsettles me?
It's probably because you've got misophonia. We've also discussed this because you don't like people eating, so you more than likely have... So misophonia, people who are misophonics, they don't actually like ASMR too much as well, because their default mode network is not activated.
But can you see what I'm talking about?
Show me the anime, hentai,
ear licking, man. Ear licking. How many viewers?
Nice.
It's a rerun. It's a rerun. That's fucked. What is going on, dudes? what even is life? But can you see where my
I can see exactly
point of
what
view
you meant,
comes from
but
now?
I look at
When I
ASMR
look at this
on
and they're
YouTube.
all
Fuck off,
they're
Siri.
all porn related.
I can
All of them. Except what's this? This one.
pow pow.
Is this K-pop?
Yes.
Wait. Alright.
Oh lord.
Some guy sleeping. Like, see, Lil?
I see what you mean.
Lil, like, see?
Look, YouTube is such a different place to Twitch. I watch my ASMR on YouTube.
Yeah.
I like the soaps. I like the sound of soap touching and the snapping. That's the ASMR I listen to.
Oh, there's a shrimp cam. That's hella cool, man. Like, we should do the outro to the shrimp cam.
Yeah. It's a very
cool.
annoying word, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll turn the whir off. But we'll do the outro. Thanks for this week. It was enlightening.
I feel a lot better now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I had a shit week, so it's good to end on a better note.
Have discussions. But yeah, don't let the like.
Don't let the small stuff
burdens,
get you
no,
down.
the
love.
burdens of like chats like that like get.
Oh, that doesn't upset me. I love talking about that stuff. The only no things that make me sad is like my week.
My week.
Not doing anything all day and feeling unproductive and feeling useless because my brain won't work.
True.
Yeah,
and
this has been good.
I do feel like there's more people watching the shrimp cam in our podcast.
I agree.
Which is
hurtful.
brutal.
Guys, come on. Spread the word.
That's going to be our new goal going forward, is to beat shrimp cam. So what are we starting at? 123.
We can
123
do
people
that.
watching shrimp cam.
One day.
That's us for this week, guys.
See you guys.
And if you're watching us on so obviously email us at irrelevant.platitudes@gmail.com.
If you've got anything to add, feel free to do it. Send us some questions, some things you'd like us to cover.
Platpod on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram,
Spotify.
We need to do a Facebook, Spotify,
Yes.
Audible, Apple Podcasts. But if you're listening to us, obviously, no. I didn't tell you, we got our first troll comment on one of our videos. Yes.
Oh, I want to hear more.
So I'm actually going to print it and frame
Oh
it.
my gosh.
We're
We're huge.
Yeah,
You have to show me later.
The guy, it wasn't even a bad dig. It was just crap. He was like, all the annoyance of morning radio, but on YouTube.
That's a big compliment.
Like, that's
though.
exactly what we're going
Amazing.
for. And I went on his channel, and he used to make Minecraft videos, and I was like, cool, awesome, coming from someone who made Minecraft videos. And he's like, excuse me, it's RuneScape and something. Oh shit. Well,
sorry, dude.
You got me,
man.
buddy. Hey, but that's enough hate. That's us done for this week, guys.
I
Love
actually
you
really
all.
like Minecraft and RuneScape, but yes.
Yeah, but don't make videos. Well, hey, if
No
you do,
judgment if you do.
if
Kids
you
watch
do,
it though.
Just don't knock my fucking content because
PewDiePie.
Minecraft.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting, the car's cold.
Get the fuck out of here! What? Fucking warm it up. Get out of here!
You're the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes. Look at Jeremy up the front.
It's not Jeremy, it's a Jared. No, it's a Greg. Changed my mind. He looks like the little
Oh, we
lobster
stopped.
from the